Hello Animorphs fans, and welcome back to the Animorphs universe. I wanted to show you my Christmas tree before I turned you this way, because I couldn't get both the bar and the Christmas tree in the same shot very well. So yeah, it exists, it's right here. But yeah, Merry Christmas. This is going to be my last video of the year. And yeah, I just want to have a chat, honestly. And I'm going to make a Christmas Animorphs cocktail to start us off. So I am going to make a drink called Onkalillium. Now you may remember the analysis video on Onkalillium. It's a type of andalite herbal medicine, organic medicine thing. So what are you going to need for this one then? Well, we've got the base, which is dry gin. So I've got some rose mullion Cornish gin. This is cracking stuff, by the way. I really like this one. So that's going to be our base. But then I've also got some Kirsch, which is like a cherry spirit. I've got some dry Vermouth, Elderflower Cordial, and blue Curacao, or however you call it, I've forgotten. So let's just crack on with it, shall we? And then we'll have a bit of a Christmas chat and get together. And I've got a bit of news as well. So yeah, let's get cracking. So first I'm gonna put some ice into a cocktail glass to get it pre-chilled. So those go in there. I hope you like my bar, by the way. I'm pretty sure I've shown you it before. So yeah, I'm gonna leave those ice cubes in there just for that. And then I've got some bigger ice cubes to go in here. And hopefully they're broken up enough. They've been sat in the freezer for a little while. Oh, a bit dropped off there. Let's get plenty of ice in there, shall we? And then I'm gonna, excuse me, while I plonk it in the freezer, so that I it doesn't drip everywhere. So you can still hear me as I go do this. Now I've already realised I've made a mistake in that gin-based drinks typically don't get shaken. They are stirred. It's not shaken, it's stirred. But I can still stir it in this quite well. So if I just grab my stirring gadget, which is this chappy here, and let's start putting the fluid in, shall we? So get your jigger. So I've got this one. And I'm pretty sure it's 25ml for a small one, 50ml for a big one. So, first things first. The gin. So, I might double it up tonight, actually. Let's have some fun. Typically, it would just be 25ml, but I'm going to throw in a lovely, jubbly 50ml of the rose mullion dry gin. Let's enjoy ourselves. It's Christmas. So that goes in there. Lovely. Right. Where did I put the bloody lid? There it is. Yeah, this is gorgeous stuff. If you ever find it, it is the rose mullion gin. Very nice stuff. But let's get cracking. So I want to put... So I've doubled up on the gin, but I'm not going to double up on anything else. Basically, you want 12.5ml. So half of a small jigger of Kirsch, which is delightful stuff as well. I'm not putting in crap ingredients, you know. I've gone a little bit over half the jigger there, you know, because it's Christmas and we're having fun. So that's your Kirsch there. It's quite a well-known drink, so I don't think you'll struggle to find it. What's next? Same measurement of the French vermouth or dry vermouth. So you can always tell the way I tell, by the way. So you've got your sweet vermouths, sort of like your Cinzano. Typically Italian and typically dark red in colour, sort of like a wine colour. Whereas the dry is like white wine. And the way I remember it is, French is usually the dry, which is white, and Italian is usually red, and I remember it because the French waved the white flag of surrender, and that's why they have the dry vermouth typically. That's my way of remembering it. Anyway, less of the bollocks. Let's throw in a healthy half, a 12.5ml, maybe just a bit over that, of the dry vermouth. So that goes in there. Yeah, I should have put it in like a smooth-sided glass rather than the tapered shaker. But I don't think we're here to have fun, you know. It's nothing too serious. Let's put in some Elderflower Cordial. So it's just Elderflower Preze, basically. So let's put some of that in. Why the hell not? Now I'm going to go for a full 25 ml in that one. So essentially what we've got so far is a perfectly clear drink with gin, which is obviously heavily juniper and herbal stuff thrown in. Elderflower, some more herby type stuff thrown in there. The dry vermouth, to make it a bit more like a martini. And the Kirsch, give it the fruity taste. So it's very herbal, but I've put in a bit of fruit in there. And then of course I've got the, well, I had to. I wasn't originally intending to. Ooh, very nice. Quite citrusy, even though it's deep blue in colour. Because this drink here, what we've got so far of Onkalillium, is perfectly clear. But because it's an andalite-based Animorphs thing, I had to make it blue. Because someday all horses will be blue. Someday all cocktails will be blue. So half, again, 12.5 ml of the blue Curacao. Again, forgive my pronunciation if I get that wrong. I have been told how it's pronounced properly before, but frankly I've forgotten over time. So let's put that back in the old bar. And now is the time to give it a bit of a shake. So yeah, there it goes. So I'm just going to nicely shake it. Not the perfect medium for it, but we're getting the job done. And then I'm just going to take the ice that I use there, chuck that in. So we've now got a chilled cocktail glass. Bit of extra ice in here. And now we stir. The Onkalillium. Another Animorphs-based cocktail. If you want to know the other ones I've made, they were all from last year, I believe. So you had the Hawk Fashioned, a variation on the Old Fashioned, with pine syrup and cinnamon added. Very nice drink. We had a Yerk Pool, which was interesting. God, what was the last one? It was an andalite-based one, I believe. Okay, that's enough stirring there. So now, if I just make room for that, let's pour. So that there. And away we go. Oh, lovely. Oh, you know, that's actually not bad for a, usually my personal experiments can be a bit iffy. I'll be honest, I remember the Yerk Pool. But that one, oh, very nice, very, very nice. If you excuse me, I'm going to wander away again. You can look at the Christmas tree while I do. And I'm going to put the spent equipment into the kitchen. And then I'm going to enjoy my Onkalillium, just as the andalites would. Obviously in different form. So, it's got that beautiful blue colour that you get whenever you put blue Curacao in. Curacao? Curacao? Oh, I'm going to drink a bit before I spill it. It's just it's a whirlpool of flavours. It's actually really nice. I think I'm going to keep this one. The Onkalillium. Yeah, I'm not going to make any Hawk Fashion this year because what I did last year, I made my own pine syrup. It's basically sugar syrup, so 50-50 sugar and water, boil the sugar into the water to make the sugar syrup, and then basically soak pine needles in that for like a day. And you get a slight taste of that pine. That's a bit harder to make, whereas this one, it's pretty basic ingredients. Obviously the gin you can you can mess about with. I have got some interesting gins, by the way. So my most interestingest one is this one here, which is Dr. Squid Gin. It's got an etched pattern in it. I believe it's Cornish. Yep, Cornwall. Most of the stuff here is from Cornwall, actually. Yeah, handcrafted in Cornwall. Because being a Cornwall lad myself, you know, you gotta keep it local. Yeah, a lot of stuff here is from Cornwall, actually. I've got another couple of Cornish gins there. Hobgoblin isn't Cornish, I'm afraid to say. I've got apple schnapps made in Cornwall. I was tempted at one point just to have a purely Cornish bar. Just be like the one person who could say, everything on my bar is made in Cornwall. But alas, you limit yourself in that way. Cornwall's not very big. Most of you are American, okay? How can I compare Cornwall? It's not even Rhode Island size, probably. It's tiny. Rhode Island is probably bigger than Cornwall. Correct me if I'm wrong. Interesting statistic. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, gets me right in the Christmas spirit. It's not too strong either, despite the fact that it's pretty alcohol heavy in the ingredients, and I've actually doubled it up. It's still quite nice and smooth. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, let's chat Christmas, shall we? Let's chat the whole year. So it's been a good year for the Animorphs universe. I've got some good videos out there, I think, by my own standards. There have been patches where the videos have been less than enthralling, I believe, and I just look at the view numbers. But that's typically based on the subject matter. Like analysis, for example. It could be Anderlight's analysis, which will get plenty of views, lots of attention. Or it could be like one of the recent ones, Broad and Willow, which, you know, not many people are going to want to click on that, but people still do. And that's what makes me smile at the end of each week, thinking, who in their right mind would watch a 20-minute video talking about a street in the Animorphs fictional town? Well, you know what? Some of you do. And I'm hoping that's because of the input I'm putting in. You know, I'm entertaining you, and that's what this is all about. Firstly, it's about, you know, keeping the Animorphs fandom going and keeping you entertained at the same time. I do enjoy making these videos and entertaining people. I know a lot of people don't, you know, get on with what I create, but, you know, that's fine. You can go watch whatever you want to watch. I just hope that some people, even if it's just one person, takes enjoyment from what I'm doing and is inspired to do something themselves. Because I've taken a lot of inspiration from a lot of different things myself. And the authors of the Animorphs series, you know, whatever they are like on a personal level, you know, the fact that they've made this series that's been such an inspiration on me has changed me as a person. And I recognise that fully. And if it weren't for Animorphs and the influence it had on me, I would never have gotten married. Well, I might have done to someone else, but I found my wife, my dreamboat, thanks to Animorphs. She's upstairs right now playing one of her games. Pebble, the owner of the Discord, basically. We met when we were both writing Animorphs fanfiction. And she found one of mine, I believe it was the main course, which was basically my version of Animorphs meets Blackadder, which is a very Animorphs meets Blackadder meets not MacGyver. It is a detective novel set in New York with British Blackadder humour. And I say Blackadder because the two main characters were heavily influenced by Blackadder and Baldric from the Blackadder series. If you've never watched that, please do. It's a great series. And if you ever manage to read the main course and you've watched Blackadder, just picture the two characters there and think the inspiration was Blackadder and Baldric, and hopefully you get it. You see where it's all coming from. But it's from reading that Pebble, my wife, contacted me and said, you know, we should talk about Animorphs fan fiction sometime, because I really like your stuff, and I read her stuff and I said it's really good, and we kept reading each other's stuff and, you know, giving each other feedback on it. And then we started to talk about other things. And then eventually it just happened. It just happened. And now I've got a freaking Yank living in my house. I'm not too displeased. But I love her to bits. And it was all thanks to Animorphs. And that's why, I suppose that is partly why I do what I do with this channel. Is I'm trying to give back to the thing that gave me so much. And continues to give me so much. Man. I hope you're drinking, by the way. Even if it is just something like Hobgoblin, you know. That was a Christmas present. That's my drinking for the year. So yeah, the channel's seen its ups and downs. What was my best video this year? I think the Analysis series has come on leaps and bounds. It's become very consistent. Whereas for like the first 20, it was a bit more inconsistent and wasn't quite as settled. So I'm going to have to redo some of those really early ones further down the line, which I've got planned. But the thing is, there's at least another, I'd say, 1,000 Analysis videos that need doing. Will I get through them all? I mean, that's going to be a challenge, okay? I'll keep going for as long as I can. I will. But funnily enough, we hit 100 Analysis videos last week, and so I did the Christmas one. Hello, Christmas tree. In fact, let's I've got a little music thing there. I'm gonna have to start hurrying this video up because I've just noticed my battery's starting to run low. I didn't realise it'd be going on as long as I have. Got a spare battery here, and hopefully that one's got a bit of power on it. So yeah, I think Analysis hit 100 at exactly the right time. I did a nice little Christmas Analysis video. I noticed Medi pointed out that I didn't do a spin the wheel at the end of that one, and that was sort of a conscious decision, but in hindsight, I don't know why I made that conscious decision. I will spin the wheel in my own private time to figure out what's next, but I wanted to have the year be final. You know, that 100 Analysis just before the Christmas break, you know, not looking forward to what comes next year, but just enjoying what we've had that year, you know, celebrating that year. Not, you know, 2025 will come soon enough and we can face that when we can, but we look back now on 2024 in hindsight and see what was good, what we enjoyed. And maybe that was my thinking, or maybe I'm just like applying that to past me. That reasoning to past me. But I hope you have a Merry Christmas coming up. I hope you have friends and family. And I hope that you remember as well that there are people out there who don't have friends and family around. There are many of them. And spare a thought. And if you find some way during the Christmas holidays to make something better for somebody else, then please do it. Just spread that Christmas cheer. Christmas isn't about... You've seen all the bloody movies. Christmas isn't about presents or money. It's about friends. It's about family. It's about giving something back. And I think that's what this video is basically all about. It's about giving back. But there's one bit of news that I want to go over before I call an end to Animorphs universe for 2024. And it goes back to Pebble, really. My wife. Put it this way. I'm going to be a dad. I'm going to be a dad. Roughly July next year. So Pebble is 10.5 weeks pregnant. And yeah, so I don't know what to say now that I'm putting it in front of the camera. It's brilliant. I've been wanting to be a dad for a while now. I thought now's the time, and it finally happened. It's funny, really, because it happened. She told me the night after the American election. So You know, Donald Trump had just won the US election, so I'd, you know, stayed up for the night and then woke up the next morning and I hear her screaming in the other room. Like, what the bloody hell are you screaming about now? And she comes in and says, I'm pregnant. I thought, bloody hell, what a bloody week this has been. It was it was a crazy week. But that's why my first thought was, how about the name Donald? And she was like, no. Because, by the way, she was a Biden voter before she moved over here. I do tolerate her, you know. You know, that's another thing. It just goes to show that, you know, don't matter who you are, we love each other to bits, even though she voted for Joe Biden. And probably would have voted Kamala Harris as well. Not that it would have made much of a difference, mind you. She got absolutely stomped. Yeah, I said, how about Donald for our kid? And she said, no. I said, all right, fair enough. We haven't quite decided on a name yet, and I'm not going to go into the ones we speculated now. But yeah, July, we're expecting Bebe. And that does mean that there is going to have to be a change to the channel, which is the big news that I wanted to the second bit of big news that I wanted to give you. I'm going to be cancelling the schedule, because my schedule for a while now has been a video every Wednesday and every Saturday. And as much as I enjoyed doing that, it was a hell of a workload. I mean, 2 videos a week might seem like not very much, but most of those videos required a certain amount of research, and I've got a full-time job, I've got a whole house to upkeep, and I managed to find time. Knowing what's on the horizon now, I need to make changes. I need to take that step forward now and say, hold on, I need to actually know what my priorities are here. And so, unfortunately, Bebe is going to be a priority over the Animorphs Universe channel. And so with that in mind, I'm starting early. As of now, basically, there is no Animorphs Universe schedule. Videos will go out when they're done, basically. So I'm not going to hold myself to must be 2 a week, because I simply cannot keep that up with what's coming. So my apologies for that. That's not to say that I'm going to stop. It may mean, for example, that further down the line, maybe there's a few weeks where I don't do any videos because I'm busy, and I think you'd understand why. But I will still be doing it. It may just be a little less frequent and a little more inconsistent. I think I've actually been quite consistent recently. Anyway, the battery on my camera is running low. So, yeah, Merry bloody Christmas, everyone. And though the schedule will no longer be a thing, I will see you and I will carry on. Just be patient with me, because I am going to be a busy chap. Busy chap. Raising young daffodil, or whatever we're going to call this child. Then, yeah, have a bloody good one. Even those of you who think I'm basically Hitler, or those of you who don't like Christmas, you know, just have a good time. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. What's the Jewish one? I forget what that is, but Dreidel. I'm thinking of South Park. I can't think of it, sorry. But have a good one of those, and whatever else you celebrate it. Have a good meal, and have an Onkalillium on me. Go get yourself an Onkalillium. It's actually a fantastic little drink. So yeah, thank you very much, and excellent news. So I shall see you in the new year. Merry Christmas, everybody, from the Animorphs Universe, and I shall see you in the Animorphs Universe somewhere else in January. So have a good one, and I shall see you then. Ta-ra!